All right, let's dive into an era that was basically all about big feelings, wild nature, and, well, you being the main character of your own life. We're talking about Romanticism.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like all the rules are just kind of boring? And deep down, you just want to follow your heart and do your own thing? If you're nodding along right now, then congratulations. You've already felt a little bit of what the Romantics were all about.
Okay, to really get what the Romantics were doing, you have to understand the world they were pushing back against. It was a time called the Enlightenment, and it was also the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
So just picture it. A world where everything, and I mean everything, was about logic, facts, and scientific proof. Cities were getting bigger, factories were popping up everywhere, and everything was super orderly. But maybe something important felt like it was missing.
This right here is the main event. On one side, you had the old way, the Enlightenment, which was all about logic and society's rules, and on the other side, you had this new vibe, Romanticism. The Romantics looked at that world of logic and said, nah, we choose feelings, we choose freedom, we choose wild, messy nature over neat and tidy factories.
So yeah, a new movement kicked off. You can think of it as a revolution, but instead of fighting with weapons, they fought with poems, paintings, and a whole lot of feelings.
For the Romantics, the most real, the most authentic parts of being human weren't facts you could look up. They were those huge, intense feelings. Overwhelming joy, deep sadness, total awe. That was the stuff that really mattered. They even had a specific word for one of their most important feelings, a German word, Sehnsucht. It's this incredibly deep, constant feeling of longing for something you can't quite describe or ever really get.
You want to know what Sehnsucht is? You know that feeling when you finish an amazing TV show or you beat a video game you've been playing for months and you just sit there feeling kind of empty, just wishing you could go back into that world? That's it. That bittersweet ache of wanting more. The Romantics thought that feeling was beautiful.
And this endless search even had a symbol, the blue flower. It represented that perfect, unreachable thing you're always searching for, whether it's true love, ultimate knowledge, or just something more.
So where did you go to feel all these massive emotions? Well, they couldn't just scroll through their phones. Nope, they went outside. They escaped into nature.
And to the Romantics, nature wasn't just a bunch of trees and rocks. It was alive. It was like a giant mirror for your soul. A dark, stormy forest could totally reflect your inner fears, while a calm, sunny field could bring you peace.
They were absolutely drawn to the wildest parts of nature, crashing waves, huge mountains, because it made them feel connected to something powerful, something way bigger than themselves and their everyday worries.
And this feeling led to a really key idea they called the sublime. And the sublime is way more intense than just thinking something is, pretty.
Seriously, think about being in a video game with insane graphics. You walk into a new area, and you just have to stop moving your character to look at the giant sky or the massive castle or some huge, epic monster. That feeling of jaw-dropping wonder, mixed with a little bit of, whoa, that's kind of scary, that is the sublime, and that's the feeling they were chasing.
But hey, the Romantics didn't just hang out in sunny meadows. They were also super fascinated by things that were dark, mysterious, and honestly, a little bit spooky.
They explored all of it, the mystery of what happens at night, a deep nostalgia for the Middle Ages with its castles and knights, and they even found beauty in stuff that was strange or even kind of scary. And they were obsessed with the power of dreams.
See, they believed nighttime was when your imagination could really run wild. The logical rules of the daytime faded away, and the line between what was real and what was supernatural got all blurry. It was the perfect time for ghost stories.
And they were obsessed with the past, especially the Middle Ages. They loved the whole vibe, the ruined castles, the idea of knights and honor, the old folktales. To them, it all felt way more magical and exciting than the new, modern, industrial world they were living in.
Okay, so why does any of this matter to you today? I mean, this was all over 200 years ago. Well, the truth is, the legacy of Romanticism is absolutely everywhere.
You know that whole idea of being the main character? That trend, that feeling, that is 100% pure Romanticism. They were the ones who really pushed the idea that your unique thoughts, your individual feelings, and your personal path in life are what truly matter.
This was basically their life guide. Follow your own path. Listen to that little voice inside you. Don't just do what everyone else expects you to do. They believed that every single person had a spark of original genius in them, and your job was to find it and let it shine.
Think about it. Every time you hear someone say, follow your passion, or you listen to a song that just hits you right in the feels, or you think it's important to protect our national parks, you're living out the romantic legacy. Our love for fantasy stories and epic movie soundtracks, totally romantic.
So, if you're going to take away just one thing, let it be this. Romanticism is what taught us that your inner world, all your feelings, your imagination, your daydreams, is just as real and just as important as the outside world of facts and rules.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. The Romantics were all searching for their blue flower. So what about you? What's that beautiful, maybe even unattainable thing that you're searching for in your life?